Hello, everyone, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the November meeting of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order, and we'll start off with Dr. Gloria Bonner with our prayer and pledge, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Before we bow in reverence to the Creator, I just want to celebrate and recognize a former student here in our midst, Mr. Mark, who has influenced so many lives. And I just want to say to Mark, thank you so much for the privilege of impacting my life back in those days when I was dean. We had great conversations, and I appreciate your leadership. May we pray. Father in heaven, help our hearts to be good soil for your word. When we hear your word or read your word, help us to welcome it, embrace it, and bear good fruit as community leaders. In the name of Jesus, amen. May we stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very nice, and thank you, Dr. Bonner.
Yes.
We'll jump right into new business, and we have with us today Mayor McFarland, and he's going to help us make the presentations of our Trpa Awards.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to thank Mayor McFarland to help us give out these awards. This is something we get really excited about every year. We celebrate the hard work of our staff who really work throughout the course of this year. This year was another year where we gained many awards. A couple weeks ago at the Clarksville State Association, and it's really exciting, especially because they've condensed the amount of awards that they give. So these are even that much more impactful. So Ms. Singer is going to come up and explain the award, and Mayor McFarland is going to help us give our awards to our staff that are here today.
Hello. The first award is the Marketing Award. It's presented to an individual that has demonstrated innovation and creativity and inspired others to develop similar marketing initiatives. This year's winner is Melinda Tate, and unfortunately, well, fortunately for her, she's on vacation. But we'd like to recognize Melinda Tate. The next one is the Arts Award. It's presented to an individual that has demonstrated innovation and creativity, inspired others to develop similar programs in the arts. This year's winner is Priscilla Murray from McFadden Community Center for the Mural Project.
Nothing like being the first,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
All right, stay right there. Let's see if we're getting, okay, here we go, we're live. And 2 or 3 more. And this is it. There we go.
All right, the next award is the Resource Management Award for Excellence. It's presented to Facilities and Parks Branch to one individual that has demonstrated outstanding achievement in the field of resource management. This year's award winner is Miss Kristen Hopkins. Next, we have the Maynard Glenn Award. It's given annually by the Municipal County Interest Section to personnel or specialists who have planned, conducted, or were responsible for the most outstanding non-community center recreation program of the year. And this year's winner is Mark Owens from the Senior Center.
just like to thank Ms. Bonner for everything, the nice things you said. But for the record, you gave me a B. I wanted an A. I probably deserved a C, but so thank you.
There are 2 marks in here.
Right, the Wayne Hansard Award is given annually by the Municipal County Interest Section to the person who has demonstrated excellence in maintenance of parks, facilities, and grounds in a cost-effective and efficient manner for the safety of the citizen or the user group. And this year's winner is Mr. Jason Lowe from Barfield Crescent Park. He is also on vacation. It's a great week for vacation. The Donald H. Stanton Award is presented to community center staff determined to have planned, developed, and implemented the best overall statewide program. And this year, award winner is Patterson Park Community Center, Ms. Jernell Jenkins. The TRPA Wellness Award is given to an individual who focuses on physical activity, fitness, and wellness programs, policies, and activities. This year, award winner is Miss Laura Grissom from the St. Clair Senior Center. And last but not least, our 4-star TRPA Public Relations Award is presented annually to the agency significantly impacting the public's awareness and recognition of parks, recreation, and leisure services programs through marketing and public relations. And what do you know? Miss Melinda Tate scored on that one as well. She's on vacation. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much, and congratulations to all our award winners. We are blessed, our city's blessed to have the dedicated staff that we do have, and with you guys' help, it makes our programs and facilities second to none, you know, in the country. So we really appreciate the hard work that you guys do. Before I move on to Bart, I'm going to stop you for just a second, but stand up there. I skipped over the minutes a minute ago, so at this time I'll ask the commission to look at the minutes from last month, and then I'll entertain a motion to approve them, I hope. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved as presented.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Fight.
Mr. Chairman and members of the commission, I'm here today to brief you on our annual BOGO, or a buy one, get one free sale on our monthly or yearly passes that we're proposing to begin on Monday, December 13th, 2021, and then on Sunday, January the 16th, 2022. We've had our customers asking about the sale, when it was going to begin, for 2 or 3 months. It is by far our most popular opportunity for our customers to buy the monthly or yearly passes, which began in 2009. Also, it would show that the revenues from the sale down through the years from Sportscom and Patterson, and due to COVID last year, we took a big hit, as you can see down at the bottom right of your revenue report from 2019 to 20 to 20 to 21. We took a big hit, and that was also due to the pandemic. And I feel sure with most everything now trying to get back to normal in the coming months, our revenues will increase significantly with this very popular sale. During the pandemic, both Sportscom and Patterson had a lot of our customers that did not come to our facility for different reasons. Both Patterson and Sportscom work with our customers on a case-by-case basis, and we credited their time back that they missed, and they were very appreciative of that. They've told us that over and over about how they appreciated us working with them on their time that they missed during the COVID pandemic. I also handed out our reports for Sportscom on our fees and charges, just for your information, and let you look over that another time, of course, and letting you know what we charge for different things at Sportscom for all our events and things that are going on. I also want to mention that this past fall, we had some programs at Sportscom facility where we had our Bacon Festival and also our Fall Festival, which were big hits on the grounds of Sportscom. Also, if you pass Sportscom on Saturday or even Sundays with the Miracle League and all our ball tournaments going on, some weekends it was hard to even find a parking spot. We also had the puppy Plunge, which ended Borough Beach season, as we had over 200 dogs jump in the pool at Sportscom. A few things that are coming up: we're having our Customer Appreciation Day on Friday, December the 10th, from 9:30 to 1 p.m. And I personally want to invite you to look at coming in 2022 with the Polar Bear Plunge on Saturday, January the 8th, as we're bringing back the Arctic Adventure from 8:30 to 10 in the gymnasium, where we'll have games, music, and refreshments, and then we all can go outside and jump in the warm waters of Borough Beach. I personally want to invite everyone to show up. I expect to hear from you and reserve your spot. So that's all I have to say. You look over the revenue reports, and like you said, we took a hit last year, but we're going to be proactive and try to get it back on track this next coming year.
Very good, Bart. Any questions for Bart or comments? Thank you so much. We look forward to a big BOGO sale here.
Mr. Chairman, I think that we do need a approval on that. We've started doing that several years ago. So,
Okay, all right.
Requesting approval to host that sale one more time.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the buy one, get one free sale that Bart has just presented.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Thank you, Bart.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gary Arbert, you got us a fee change at the tennis complex?
Yes, sir, I do. Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, good afternoon. Currently at the Adams Tennis Complex, non-members pay a daily guest fee of $10 per day. Non-members are also able to book courts 7 days a week. What we would like to propose is to raise that daily guest fee to $15 and limit non-members to booking only Friday through Sunday. With that being said, what that would really do for our membership, it was greatly increase the value of those memberships. That's something every year we try to look for customer retention, membership retention, things we can do to make that more valuable each year, and we feel like this is a good move. Today I would like to recommend the commission approval for this. It does say that it would go into effect immediately, but with more thought, we have decided that if it is approved today, we would like to implement this January the 3rd of 2022. That way we could get the word out to non-members, and it wouldn't be such a surprise when they come in tomorrow. But I'd be glad to answer any questions that you would have.
Gary, question for you. If this would be implemented and I'm a non-member, can I walk in and use the facility if courts are available, or if I don't book one, I can't use it at all?
Well, honestly, sir, there's not, Mr. Cunningham, I apologize. There's nothing available. It's very hard to get a court on those days.
Okay.
So what is happening is some of the non-members are booking the courts and they're pushing our members out.
I got you.
And so basically, if you came in with a member, you could absolutely come in and play. But as a non-member, you would not be able to book or use a court on those days.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Yes, sir.
How much is it to become a member?
Membership rates for a family at $600 a year. For an individual, it's $450 a year. And for college students and youth and military, it's $250 a year. So the rates are very reasonable. So I guess as an example, if you bought an individual rate for $450, you would have to have 45 unique visits to pay for that. With this new proposal, that would drop that down to 30 unique visits. So it's really a large benefit for the member, or to sell memberships, or for someone to buy a membership.
And do you know how many total members we have approximately?
We probably, individual members, probably close to 900, high 800s.
So the rest of the city population cannot access it under this proposal Monday through Thursday?
They would not be able to, not unless they came with a member.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I had a question too. Is that the cutoff Monday through Thursdays, and then the differentiation from Friday through Sunday? I would assume the activity is more intense on through the weekend, Friday through Sunday.
Just the opposite.
How interesting. Okay.
Just the opposite. Monday through Thursday, if you look at our court schedule, there's no availability, but traditionally on weekends, there's more availability.
Has there been any discussion at all about expanding the facility?
I think there has. I think that's something we would like to do in the future, but I don't know that that's going to be such a quick fix that it'll alleviate our problems. Probably something in 5 or 10 years.
We've looked at different options, Mr. Cunningham. Right, what we deal with now is just a supply and demand. Issue. We're trying to boost the value of the membership so we can retain those members and provide the access that they're paying for, through their membership. We do have several other courts. We've got all of our outdoor courts that are free for anybody to come use anytime, most of the time. So we've tasked our staff to look at different ways to boost that value, and I think this is a good first step for us to be able to do that.
What do you think the reaction is going to be to from the non-members that play there regularly?
Well, I really hope that they want to become members, but I think you will probably have some pushback originally, but hopefully that will help alleviate our member complaints on not being able to get courts during the week, and hopefully the non-members will be able to come on the weekends and utilize those extra times.
And you said you currently got, I hear, 900?
Close to 900 members.
How many courts, Gary?
There's 8 indoor courts, 8. But of course, sir?
Sorry, go ahead.
But like Mr. Williams said, we do have 24 outdoor courts that we don't charge for, and the majority of the time those are first come, first serve. So there is an opportunity for people to play, but obviously we're getting into the colder months, and that will diminish somewhat, which brings everyone inside, which creates the log jam that we're working with now.
Who's our competition? If we don't pass this, do you foresee us losing membership to someone?
I would say, I'll jump in, Gary, I would say we risk losing the membership because there's no value to the membership if they can't get courts. There's got to be an incentivizing factor to have them to be able to get the access that they're paying, hundreds of dollars a year for. The biggest complaint we get at Adams Tennis Complex is just the amount of people who want to use the facility. I was talking to an individual out there a few weeks ago, and he was expressing there's no need for me to buy a membership. There's no value in it because they can't get the court space. So this is something like Gary said is really hopefully going to incentivize people to buy memberships, and then we can really distribute that court time amongst membership and still allow access to the public on the weekends, which we do have ample space. And then fortunately, our winters here, we do have good weekends, good days where people can use the outdoor courts as well.
And there's also opportunities for non-members to take clinics and lessons and things like that. It's just simply reserving a court. It's hard when you're a member and it's a race to the phone of who can get to the phone first over non-members versus members. So this would give that priority to the membership. With 900 members, it's really difficult to get everybody playing time on the courts. So when you throw in outside non-members, which most non-members are out-of-town residents that come once or twice a week to play. So I think this will help strengthen our membership and make it offer more value.
Very good. Good comments. Any other questions? If not,
Let me just get clarification, one more thing. So we're not only restricting them from use, but we're increasing their fee to use it on the weekend? Is that the way I'm reading that?
Are you talking about the non-member fee going from $10 to $15? That's correct, yes.
And they lose the opportunity for Monday through Thursday?
Non-members would not be able to, they could come with, as a guest with a current member and be able to use it. And that happens, I don't know the exact percentage of the time, but yes, that does
It
happen.
happens,
They
it
can
happens
come.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I can't vote for something that bans them for X amount of days and increases their fees by 50%. That just don't seem fair to me.
Well, that goes back to the question of, and I know you said it's been discussed, but if we've got that much of a crunch, to maybe put some additional impetus behind studying the expansion question. And I know I'm not saying we snap our fingers and go and double the size of it, but it sounds like, am I correct in saying that since it's been built, the demand for it has continued to increase?
Absolutely.
So, you know, that's one thing, and I know that's not going to resolve it tomorrow, but it seems like we've got that issue because, as mentioned, I think there's going to be some people that have their nose a little out of joint on what they had to pay twice as much, and now you're eliminating my ability to pay for a certain number of days.
I think this really boils down to that value of the membership and the business model that was established on, you know, encouraging individuals to buy or families to buy the memberships. And that's the way this whole facility is modeled. So we are discussing, I mean, basically any amenity that we have within the park system right now is really, we've got much more of a demand than we have supply, just because of the population growth. And then, you know, I'd like to say the quality of what we have and then the price point. So it's something we discuss. I think we could double the amount of indoor courts and we could still have the same problem with the vibrant tennis community, not having the demand for it. So I think especially moving into the winter months, like I said, this move, we've challenged our staff to just look at the value of a membership and how this model is set up is driven towards the revenue of membership. Just like what it is Sports Common Patterson, when we sell passes out there, you know, you get a reduced rate. So that's the model, and that's the way we've set up from the very beginning. It never really was designed to be a, you know, pay-as-you-come facility.
But I guess the question that I ask, and I'm not taking a position by asking this question, but the question I ask is it's a public facility that's for the entire city, and we ought to have a plan to address the entire city, although I understand what you're saying about adding value to membership, no question about that, and there is a need for that. But it is a public facility, and if we know we've got that going on, I think we should also address that piece of it for those non-members, and not have it focus so much on the people that are buying the memberships. Although that's a good thing, we want more people to do that.
I believe this is the best balance we can find of that at this moment, and that's what we've tried to find as a balance. And constantly, we were at ATC this morning talking about just some of the growth that we're experiencing out there and coming up with answers to unique opportunities that we have to get better. Because, you know, we work with MTSU, we have our professional lessons that we have the public who wants to use the facility. We're pulled in a lot of different directions, and they're doing a tremendous job out there of trying to accommodate everybody. But like I said, the biggest weakness we have out there is really increasing the value of that membership, and that's what we're trying to do with this and applying it to the business model.
A contributing factor to the dilemma we're in is several area tennis centers have closed over the last 2 to 3 years. Franklin, Nashville, a couple of those have closed their doors, offering those residents nowhere to play indoor tennis. So we became the only game in Middle Tennessee after a while. But keep in mind that the reason their doors closed is they didn't have a sound business model. The gold standard for tennis is $100,000 a court. This facility is meeting that gold standard. That doesn't happen very often. There's only about 4 facilities in the United States to accomplish that, and that's a member-driven policy. While I understand we want everybody to have the opportunity, the bulk of our membership are Murfreesboro residents, and we first opened this facility, we didn't have this issue because most of our Murfreesboro tennis players are members of this facility. The biggest complaint we get is they can't get a court because somebody from Franklin or someone from Nashville is here utilizing their court. We want to preserve the integrity of the facility and the business model we've created while still providing for our membership, but also providing areas where non-members can come in and experience the facility, thus the Friday through Sunday hours of non-member use.
Do the individuals that are coming from Franklin and Nashville, can they become members?
Absolutely.
And many are.
Did we look at tiering the membership? If I live in Franklin, I can become a member, but I got to pay more than somebody that lives in Murfreesboro?
That's something we're actively discussing. We think this is a good first step as we move really into 2022. I think this is a good step. Just like a lot of our other amenities or things you rent, we do provide a discount for city residents, and that's something we're considering for Adams Tennis Complex as well.
Can you recall at the time this came up initially, why we wouldn't have done that right away?
I don't think we knew. I can't recall that. I'd be guessing.
I was there.
Yeah.
We explored everything. We even went to Auburn University and looked at their model. We went to Springfield, Missouri, looked at their model, the Racket Club in Memphis, the Racket Club in Knoxville, even a couple of places in Minnesota and Michigan. So we did a big search of different member-driven facilities, non-member-driven facilities, subsidized facilities. There was a lot of push for us to model this after the Auburn University facility that's run by the city of Auburn. As we dug in, they subsidized that facility by about $200,000, meaning the city loses money with that facility. We didn't want to build that type of, and as a new facility coming in, we needed to attract as many members as we could. So we didn't put any of those restrictions in place. Now, we're not opposed to adding fees and additional fees for county residents, even non-county residents, but where do we draw the line? We're city-funded, city taxpayer dollars. So do we stop it there and charge additional fees for non-city residents while we have a lot of county residents? I think that's more decisions for you guys about what direction you would like for us to go in for that. Currently, we're saying we have a member-driven facility model. We make it available for the general public to utilize, but it is member-driven, and we're also in a partnership with MTSU, so that plays a factor in the amount of court time that's available as well. But we can certainly look at those other models.
As far as some of these other facilities and their non-membership fee.
Non-membership facilities most of them are closed.
Yeah.
It's not a sustainable business model unless you're being subsidized by a government entity. You don't find a non-member private facility anywhere.
And on the non-member fees, what we could find, it was sort of a sliding scale, anywhere from $10 to $15 was the daily rate if they did that at their clubs. A lot were 12, a lot were 15. Honestly, we've been 10 since we opened the doors, so it's been a wonderful value for non-members for many years.
Well, what do y'all think of this? Keep the $10 city fee with no raise, but go to $20 for those out of county.
Can I just interject, Mr. Roediger?
Sure.
If we're actively looking, we're running numbers across the board of some of the discounts we want to provide for city residents, not just at this facility. So we'd like to bring you something that might be a little bit more comprehensive, specifically at tennis, to what the fees would look like, and that would include non-member fees for daily use and then non-city resident fees for that same thing. So I would encourage you to let us look at that a little bit more comprehensively of what that fee structure could look like as we continue to talk about that across the board.
When do you think you'll have that?
It's something we've discussed. We do that across the board in a lot. So if you go to rent a pavilion, if you want to register for a camp, get a facility pass, there's the fee, and then there's a city resident discount. So I think if I'm hearing correctly, I think that's something this commission would like to see us evaluate sooner rather than later as it pertains to tennis and abroad. And I think that's something we could have by January just to look at, and maybe just something to discuss in January.
I'll just make a comment. I do appreciate the spirited conversation, and I think it's. I think my comment would be, I would have more concern over this if our courts were exclusive to the indoor facility, because we do have additional courts. You know, just take everything as I would see it individually as a citizen. If I wanted to use the indoor court, I'd be willing to pay to have access to that if I were willing to do that. If I weren't willing to pay, I would understand the restrictions, because we still have access to another court. So I know it's hard. I know we're looking for a better model, but I also know you're trying to protect the revenue we have from the membership so that that does not become an issue. So that's all I'll comment on.
Anyone else? Are we ready to entertain a motion to accept the fee changes and the court reserve changes for the tennis complex? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion and then add to it. Obviously, I think part of the concern is both making the change of the restriction as well as the fee at the same time. And I think the fewer changes you have, the better everybody is, because it's easier for everyone to adapt. So I do think it's important for us to look at that, but I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
I will second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. This time we'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed?
There's one, Mr. Roediger. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Good job, Gary. Very good. Good discussion, you guys. Very important stuff. This past week, Nate and I visited the tennis complex, and I assure you there was not an empty court available in the whole complex. So it was very neat to see it being used so much. And
One of the best problems to have, it really.
great problem to have, yes. Okay, next item on the agenda is Miss Rachel. You're going to tell us about the parade entry fee for this
Yes,
year.
I am. I'm actually seeking a retroactive approval for our application fee for the Christmas parade that's coming up in December. So we're really excited as Parks and Recreation to take this on this year and be the lead organizer in it. Obviously, the parade has been around for many, many years, and the past organizers have done a fabulous job over the years. So we know we have big shoes to fill, but we are excited to take on this role, and we'll be the lead organizers with it. And so with that, we have looked at the theme this year is going to be the spirit of Christmas, and we know that our community will come out in full force, and we're interested to see how they're going to interpret that theme. So we'll have the awards as usual. We're working with WGNS and the Exchange Club and the Amateur Ham Radio. They've all been involved for years and years, and so we're looking forward to learning from them and taking this on for the years in the future. So the application fee, we didn't meet in October, and we did need to open the registration fee up. So the application fee is $10 per entry, and that's just going to help offset some of the costs associated with it. But if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Questions? Christmas parade?
How many entries do we typically have?
I know in the past there's been up to 70. We're not close to that right now, but what I understand is they wait to the last minute and then everybody registers. So
This morning they said 47 so far.
47, okay.
What's the date, Rachel?
it's December 12th, and it'll be at 2 o'clock. And the parade route will be the same. We'll stage at MTSU and then come down Main Street to the square.
Very good. We'll pray for good weather.
Right.
Do I have a motion that we approve this application fee?
Move approval.
I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none.
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, Thomas?
Good afternoon, members of the commission. This is the good news stuff. We've got several projects that we're excited to inform you about. One, we have lights at the Jordan Farm, 6 fields there where our local Murfreesboro Soccer Club has kind of been housed and called home for the last few months while we've been working on renovations at Siegel Park. Those 6 fields are now lighted. And we also are working towards taking to council contract to have a restroom facility built. So that facility is moving on, and it'll be a really nice part of our park system. Also, we've got a contract for the McKnight Park 4-field complex, a replacing of all the fencing, and then we're having net backstops, pre-engineered net backstops, similar to what they have in local high schools. It really increases visibility for the spectators, for the families watching their kids, and it should really blend in with the park. The fencing will match that of the Miracle Field Park. So hopefully McKnight Park will have a whole new perspective in January, and everything will look fresh and new. We've also got out, we're advertising now to replace the playground at Starplex. As you may know, that over 25 years old playground, and it's got lots of mileage. I'm sure a lot of people have had opportunity to utilize that in their kids and grandkids. And we felt it was important to keep that as an element of the park. But because of the unique footprint, we found this was a good opportunity to use a different type of purchasing style. So we've asked the playground companies to design and submit to us their best playground design for that unique footprint. And then we'll evaluate and review those and make a selection based on design. So we gave them the dollar amount, and then they give us their best design. So we're excited about all these projects coming through. Hopefully we will get the Jordan Farm started. The Siegel projects are moving along nicely. We have 4 fields completed. They've done foundations at the indoor facility, and they've taken the top layer of soil off for the other 4 fields. So we hope moving into spring we'll have a really nice facility there at Siegel and the Jordan Farm as well.
Questions for Thomas?
Questions on capital?
Really nice lights out at the Jordan Field. They look
The
good.
LED is really, really nice. It makes a big difference. And I think the neighbors appreciate that as well, because the LED lights have very little light pollution compared to our traditional halogen lamps. So that's something we're looking at throughout the park system, to convert those halogen lamps to LEDs.
Mm-hmm. Going to be a big indoor complex over there too.
Absolutely, 90,000 square foot. So it'd be one of the largest in the country.
Very nice. Thank you, Thomas. Susan, welcome.
Well, how are y'all doing? So I would like to introduce our new assistant program coordinator for cultural arts in the theater. Mark Saltolamakia has been an educator for over 30 years. He started, I think, at Oakland and then moved to Siegel in Williamson County as a theater educator and as a coach. We are very, very happy to have him run our theater program before Murfreesboro. And I'm going to let him come up here and say something really quick.
Well, thank you, Miss Susan. It's so good to see so many faces that I recognize. And sorry, Mark, but I got an A in that class. Thank you, Dr. Bonner, for that. And of course, Chairman, having my wife coached your daughters for 4 years, and I had your daughter, and just so many faces I coached Kristen, and it's just, it's good to be home. It's good to be home. You know, I take a model from Sandy Koufax. You guys all, well, some of you are so young, you don't know the name Sandy Koufax, but Sandy Koufax was a pitcher for the Dodgers and quit. He just said, I'm done. He's at the top of his game, and he's walked away. And I kind of feel like 30 years of teaching, well, it's not really quitting at the top of my game, but it was time to get out of the classroom and come back home. And I'm excited to be working with my folks over there at Perform Murfreesboro and doing theater, and just excited to be here and be back with you. Our first show is Annie. We open on the 18th of November. We've been in rehearsal for about 6 weeks. We run the 18th through the 21st. It's the best bang for your buck. It's $10 for a ticket, and you don't want to miss it. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights at 7 o'clock, and then we have a matinee on Sunday. And you want to come out and check out all the talent. We're really excited about what we're putting on stage there at the Washington Theater. Any questions?
Questions for Mark?
Should we call you Salty? Because I have met so many of your ex-students.
Coach
And they sure have a lot of respect for you.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome aboard.
I go by Salty, Coach Salty. The good old joke, call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner. And we need to work on that camera. It really does add a lot of weight. My wife would say the refrigerator added most of that weight. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Coach Salty. We're so glad to have you with us. Thank you. Okay, Thomas, take us home. And
Right. As you all know, there's a lot going on in Murfreesboro and a lot going on with the Recreation Department. Currently, we're taking basketball registration, ages 5 to 17. A lot of you have had kids play in the program. Some of you might have played in the program. I think Bart started this program back in the 70s, right, Bart? But it is one of the strongest youth programs within the Middle Tennessee area. I think last year, of course, we didn't have the league, but the year before that was 160-plus teams. And the fact that we have so many teams, we're able to create even teams and put competitive players with competitive players and non-competitive, and that's really what makes it great. The athletic department works really hard at ensuring that everybody gets at least one loss and everybody gets at least one win. And, if you can do that, it's a good season. So registration's going on now. You can register at SportsCom, Patterson, McFadden Community Center, the main office, or online at murfreesboroparks.com. Outdoor Murfreesboro, they've got a lot of activities in November, from family exploration hike, the amazing ATL. Adala. Outdoor watercolor painting, project feeder watch, natural wreath making. If you haven't been to Barfield Crescent Park, it's got just a wonderful wilderness station and facility there for education, and has educational animals. It truly is something unique if no one's ever been out there, and then the programs are spectacular. So we encourage everyone to go to Barfield Crescent Park. We have free online fitness classes at SportsCom. This started back in early 2000, and it's been so successful that Allison has continued it through. And so check out the Facebook page for SportsCom to find out when those classes are. She also offers a class on Mondays for individuals with physical or mental challenges, and that's at 4:30 every Monday. Fall Harvest Hayride. Everybody loves a hayride. It's at General Bragg Trailhead again this year, Friday, November 5th. That's this week's $2 per person, and children 2 and under are free. And then we have a Veterans Appreciation Dinner on Veterans Day, November 11th at Bradley Academy Museum and Cultural Center. I know most of the city is off that day, but Parks typically works holidays and weekends. And then Bart has his Customer Appreciation on December 10th. If you haven't come out, it's well worth the trip to come to SportsCom on the 10th between 9:30 and 1. Bart always has lots of goodies, usually a wonderful photo display of all of our customers and years past. And of course, the staff is awesome out there. If it's been a while, we've got some new faces. The Santa Splash and Dash is that evening at Patterson Park, December 10th. Hey, this is a great time to take the kids, get them in for an activity, and then go shopping, spend a couple hours out. Patterson staff will have the kids from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., so that's a great time to get out and do a little Christmas shopping while they have a good activity to do. And then, of course, our Christmas parade is Sunday, December 12th at 2 p.m. down Main Street. and we want to encourage everyone to enter their floats early. So enter your floats early, and they can do that at Murfreesboro Parks, right? And then, of course, the Barfield Crescent Park New Year's Day 5K. This has been a really successful event over the last several years, and it runs through. I know our fitness coordinators have worked to develop a good 5K path through Barfield Park. It'll be a challenging path as well as a recreational, good scenic. So I think runners of all abilities will find something there at the New Year's Day run. Registration starts on November 15th. For anything, go to the city calendar on the city website, and you can, in the calendar, type in any subject. All these programs, everything will come up. Of course, we have Murfreesboro Parks is our website, and of course, and then we have Facebook pages for all of our facilities and pretty much everything, every division that we have. So there's something for everyone. If you're next time you're at a facility, be sure and pick up a Rec Connection. It'll also give you direct links to programming and different things going on. So, all right. Unless anyone has any questions, that's all I have.
Thank you, Thomas. As you mentioned, there's something for everyone for sure right there. So good work. That concludes our new business. Do we have any other business to discuss?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question or two. In the last meeting, Mr. Turner asked a question about NNO not being held in August, and it was going to be moved to October. I'm assuming we had that. Could somebody just talk about what the event was, how it went? Or
Yeah. Janelle, would you like to give the update of National Night Out in October, the alternative date? Put you on the spot, sorry.
Hello, Commission. We had a great National Night Out event in October. It ended up being on the first Tuesday of October, which was the same week of our fall break for our Murfreesboro City Schools and Rutherford County Schools. We had a tremendous turnout, great opportunity for the community to come and meet our Murfreesboro Police Department. We had an opportunity for an organization to speak on the importance of coming together as a community to stand up against nonviolence in our community. And so we had about 200 people to attend. It was a great, like I said, great turnout, and we look forward to doing the event again.
If I can ask you to stay up there just for a second, I think I don't want to let this time pass without recognizing, I said it, it's now Dr. Jenkins, just recently got her doctorate, so that is something we're extraordinarily proud of. She continues to bring great value and insight to this department, and congratulations, that's a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment.
Thank you. And thank you. And I also want to thank Sergeant Amy Norville for working with our staff and putting on the National Night Out event. With the weather pending, the event normally is outside, but we had our National Night Out event this year inside. And also want to thank Susan for opening up the theater for our program that night. And in our gymnasiums, we held our community organizations had a community resource fair, and we also want to thank our sponsors for our food that night, which came from Mission Barbecue. And so we had free food and fun and games, and it was just a great time, like I said, for our community to connect with our Murfreesboro Police Department.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mr. Chairman, one more question to Mr. Don Turner. Relative to the youth golf program. Again, I'm assuming that it's over now.
Yes, it is. Excuse me. Yes, it is.
Could you maybe speak to, I think it was very, very successful. Maybe speak to that a little bit, and then maybe talk about hopefully that we're going to have it again next year.
Yes, it will be continued, and it was a great success this year. I think probably better than we expected. But it was run very well, and we plan to, this is going to be a continued thing.
I know I'm putting you on the spot now, but do you remember any numbers about the number of participants and the age groups that,
Leroy, I don't right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can get that information for you for the next meeting, but
I was just curious.
But I do not have that now.
But it was, in your opinion as well, very, very successful
Very
program.
successful, yes.
Excellent, excellent. The last thing, Mr. Chairman, I think I'm not sure what the plan is for December, whether we're going to have a meeting or not, but the January meeting is scheduled for January 5th. And most people that can will probably be gone the week before. So if we don't decide until right before, we're going to be right up against it and letting everybody know whether we're going to have a meeting in January or not, and getting, notes out and so forth and so on. And I just mentioned that as just a point of information. I'm not expecting you to be able to answer that now, but I think we all come back to work on the 3rd.
Right.
And then boom, right away, 2 days later, we have a meeting scheduled, so.
We'll look at what options we have for that week, and then we lay out 2 months ahead, hopefully, what commission agendas would look like. So we'll get a better plan for that soon.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, can I add one more bit of information of something coming that we failed to put into it? But Murfreesboro has been selected to host the Wall That Heals, which is a full-size replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. It's a really prestigious honor. We're getting it over Veterans Day weekend, so it's November 11th through the 14th, and it's open 24 hours a day at Barfield Crescent Park, completely free interactive activities. But this is something we've been working with the local group. It's an honor to be selected, and it'll be at one of our capstone parks, 11th through the 14th, 24 hours a day, and we encourage everybody to come out and take a look and participate.
Very good.
And if you're interested, just Google The Wall That Heals, and you'll see how really awesome it is that we have it in Murfreesboro over this time.
Sounds awesome. Thank you, Mr. Cunningham, for your comments. Congratulations, Dr. Jenkins, on your accomplishment. Thank you for everything, and thanks to all the presenters today. If there's no other questions, we'll adjourn.